Oh my goodness, my annoying voice. You're so happy.
It's going on YouTube.
Boehner, yes. Yes, sir.
Cincinnati is led by head coach Alan Gulch, assistant coach Johan DeMay, goalkeeper coach Jack Stern, athletic trainer Aaron Cobb, strength coach Austin Berry, team medical care provided by Dr. Angelo Bellissimo and Ryan Brawley from UC Health. FC Cincinnati is presented by UC Health.
Through the first 13 games of 2018, the story for FC Cincinnati has been their success on the road, winning 6 times in 8 opportunities. Tonight, their focus turns home to Nippert, where they will play 9 of their next 11, giving the Orange and Blue a huge opportunity to solidify their spot atop the East. Muggy and very summer-like Wednesday night in the Queen City. FC Cincinnati supporters have made their way into Nippert Stadium, and we are just about set for USL soccer. Good evening and welcome on the campus of the University of Cincinnati. Tom Glitter, thrilled to be alongside my broadcast partner and All-American Kevin McCloskey as we get you set for the second matchup this year between FC Cincinnati and Bethlehem Steel FC. And Kevin, the Orange and Blue have been fantastic on the road this year. 6 wins in 8 opportunities, and Danny Koenig, a game winner, the 17th of his career, which means he's now FC Cincinnati's all-time leading scorer, and the Dane has been consistent since the day he arrived here in the Queen City.
He's been on fire, Tommy, really. You know, I think this season especially, we've seen more competition. The Desmonds come in, Emery Walshman's come in. I think that's really spurred on his performances and his focus. And like you said, he has been fantastic this season.
Well, 11 of his 17 all-time career goals have been scored right here at Nippert Stadium. Danny is in the 18 tonight, but he is not starting. Pennsylvania native Jimmy McLaughlin is in the starting 11 for Alan Koch, and you envision a good battle between Jimmy and defender Matt Mahoney.
I think anytime that Jimmy plays against this Bethlehem team, we see fireworks, Tommy. He's been very consistent and a big attacking threat with that. I think Matt Mahoney is going to be probably starting right back for Bethlehem Steel, so it's going to be a battle on that left-hand side for Jimmy, but we're hoping again that Jimmy's the difference in this result.
This will be his 18th appearance against a team from his home state. He has 6 goals against teams from Pennsylvania. We'll step aside and take a break. When we return, take a look at the full 11 for each side and check in downstairs with Lindsay for the first time tonight. That's all coming up next. This is FC Cincinnati Soccer. Tom Glitter and Kevin McCloskey back with you at Nippert Stadium, where FC Cincinnati and Bethlehem Steel FC have taken the pitch. in the Queen City, ready for their second meeting of the year. It's time to take a look at tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places for Alan Koch and FC Cincinnati. Emery Welshman starts up stop at striker. Jimmy McLaughlin and Russell Cicerone will be the wingers. The big change at center back, Sem DeWitt makes his 2018 USL debut after playing very well in the third and fourth round matches of the US Open Cup, and he'll be alongside captain Declan Kanan. At the other side for Bethlehem Steel, no Corey Burke today for Brendan Burke. He is not even involved. We'll see Fabian Herbers up top at striker, and the veteran John McCarthy, 25-year-old goalkeeper, will start in net for the visitors. The third member of our broadcast team is Lindsay Patterson. Let's head down to the pitch and check in for the first time tonight.
Yeah, guys, a special night out here. FC Cincinnati celebrating Equality Night tonight. You'll see the corner flags, rainbow colors. Also, Captain Declan Kanan rocking a colorful armband out there. Matt Boehner, one of 3 players playing for pride, using his platform to bring attention to equality. He said earlier in the week that he just wanted to open up the conversation.
All right, thank you, Lindsay. Tonight's injury report is brought to you by the Levy Law Offices, where they turn your crash into cash for FC Cincinnati. Added to that report, Richie Ryan, Spencer Ritchie. The good news is they are day to day. Tonight's match official is Marcos de Oliveira, and it's brought to you by Kingsgate Transportation. He's awaiting the signal, ready to play. It comes his way, and Bethlehem will have the first touch of the night wearing all white here at Nippert Stadium. These two teams have met twice before in the previous 2 seasons here in the Queen City, and FC Cincinnati has won both of those previous meetings. The all-time series 3-2-1 in favor of the orange and blue. Bethlehem will work right to left here in the first half, and Lindsay Patterson just mentioned Equality Night tonight and the rainbow-colored smoke coming from the Bailey as we get into the first minute at Nippert.
See tonight again, Tommy, another starting 11, different 11 for FC Cincinnati. Showing again the strength of the squad with rotation. Another big opportunity for some players to come out and impress. No doubt about it, though, focus is again on 3 points and improving that home performance and that record.
Well, we've talked about it a lot the last week and a half. 5 matches in 15 days for the orange and blue. This is the 4th match during that stretch. The 5th one will be on Saturday, so squad rotation has been important. There you see the smoke billowing out from the Bailey. A nice job by the supporters tonight, showing support for Equality Night, and a goal kick coming here early for John McCarthy, the 6'3" goalkeeper, native of New Jersey. Signed with the Philadelphia Union in 2015. Has 20 MLS appearances and bounces between the Union's active roster and Bethlehem's. Ball out into the midfield, comes off the head of Kanan. And now Bethlehem will push up the far side as that smoke kind of sits over the pitch right now, and a little bit tricky to see on the camera. But Bethlehem working on the far touchline.
Definitely impacting some vision here just with the back 4 as well. Being able to pick up a little bit of cloudiness.
Bizo took it into the 18 and then retreated. It'll come out to Chambers. And Bethlehem will continue their attack inside of the final third, cleared away by Kanan. And as Bethlehem gets set to throw it in, let's take a look at your keys to the match tonight, Kev.
I think the biggest thing, if you look at this Bethlehem team as well, they press very high, Tommy. They try to trap you kind of in the middle third. I think that's something that FC Cincinnati have to be mindful of. You've got to be able to get possession and break those lines quickly. And I think the second thing too, in transition, Bethlehem, you can see them right now. They open up. They're very aggressive, even playing away from home. And I think as soon as FC Cincinnati can win the ball back, they're exploiting that space and trying to hit them on the break.
I understand we haven't yet reached the midway point of the season, but if this was the 2018 USL playoffs in the Eastern Conference, this would be a first-round matchup. FC Cincinnati currently sits in first place, and Bethlehem in 8th. They are 5-5-3 on the season. Very strong at home, 3-1-3 to 4-0 on the road this season. Of course, it was a 1-1 draw when these two teams played back on April 15th.
Bethlehem as well, another team, good result against Louisville last time they came out. Team is hitting form. It's got to be hard again. We've talked about this the last time in that 1-1 draw as well, Tommy. For a team that's feeding into an MLS franchise, the unknown and consistency, or inconsistency rather, of players going week to week without, you know, that consistency in the lineup. However, I think we are starting to see some collective form from this Bethlehem team. It'll be a tough performance tonight.
6 Bethlehem starters tonight are on MLS contracts. And they're a confident bunch coming off a draw with the defending USL champs on Saturday, 0-0. In that game, you want to talk about getting guys confidence? Brendan Burke played 6 teenagers against the defending champs. That's one way to get your guys experience, and it paid off with the 0-0 draw. Real brings it up the left side, leaves it back for Galena, and he'll try to center it to the foot of Fontana. Fontana is one of those teenagers, 18 years of age, getting the start today for the visitors. Tonight's broadcast of FC Cincinnati is brought to you in part by U.S. Bank. Derek Jones just misses, and then Kanon trying to clear the defensive third. Bethlehem's done well to keep the possession here in the first 5 minutes. Bizo unable to center it. Kanon got in the way. Welshman plays it off his chest. Welshman making his 7th start on the year, his 14th appearance. Played just under 600 minutes. Real on the left side. The ball's knocked away by Matt Boehner. Picked back up, though, by Galena. Nearly a dangerous moment there for FC Cincinnati, but they did well defensively. Al-Badawi going to try and get something going in transition the other way.
Just those moments that I talked about, Tommy, trying to hit them on the break. I agree with you. I think Bethlehem have started really fast at tempo. Being of a high level, I think FC Cincinnati, though, weathered the storm. I think if they can play quickly into the spaces and behind, they're going to find success tonight.
Nazmi Al-Badawi was cut down right at the corner of the 18, was looking for a foul call, did not get it. And Bethlehem will push the other way, right to left. FC Cincinnati in their traditional primary kits, orange and blue stripes tonight. Certainly no lack of pace here in the first 6+ minutes. Derek Jones sent it across the middle, broken up defensively by FC Cincinnati. Then Corbin Bone couldn't get to it. Russell Cicerone bringing the pressure on the right side for the home lads. Here's Cicerone, who played great, setting up the Danny Koenig game winner on Saturday on the road at North Carolina FC, earning his 3rd start in the last 8 days. Bizo over to the right. Crowd in excess of 20,000 expected here at Nippert for the midweek match. And then I was told by Vice President of Ticketing Jeff Smith that Saturday will be a monster. Ticket sales are high for the game on Saturday. We'll celebrate Father's Day a little bit early on Saturday night. While we're talking about tickets, might as well wish Jeff a happy birthday, as he's hoping to celebrate with an orange and blue victory tonight, but celebrating his birthday all day long. So happy birthday to our friend Jeff Smith. Obviously, Jeff and his crew do a great job packing the stands each and every night here at Nippert. Real threads it forward onto the foot of Galena. Galena got it into the middle. Herbers trying to turn on it, deflected away, and then Blake Smith comes over to pick it up. McLaughlin, the Pennsylvania native, slips, but got it back to Smith.
Talk about this press here, Tommy. Just look at Bethlehem. They're trying to play in between the spaces, in between the centre backs and the full backs, denying FC Cincinnati the chance to build from their defensive third. Forcing this play from Evan Newton. Now they're going to try to win this ball back in the middle third.
Welshman does well to knock it down to McLaughlin. Here's Al-Badawi. His shot deflected. Staying with it inside of the 18. Al-Badawi is there. He goes down, wanted a foul called, will not get it. He got a shot off, and FC Cincinnati's going to have an early chance on a corner kick with boos raining down from the stands.
Good first initial shot. Does well again, just to press and try to win the second ball back. Arm across. I think it's 50-50, Tommy. I think both of them are going for it. I think Aubrey stands his ground well as a centre back. I don't see much in that.
Kenny Walker will take the corner kick. Manu Ledesma, important to note, out tonight, serving a one-match suspension after picking up his 5th yellow card on Saturday. So we'll see Walker on most of the set pieces. It'll come from our right to the left of goalkeeper John McCarthy. Walker sends it far post. Kanon there to head it. It pops out to DeVitt. And he'll try to keep it alive to McLaughlin. Onto the foot of Boehner. Boehner putting it in the middle. Cicerone sliding, but McCarthy got in the way.
Good reaction from Boehner just to pick it up on the loose ball. Quick turn. Looks up, just not enough power really, Tommy, to test and go past McCarthy. Goalkeeper comes out well to collect.
Galena loses it off his foot, and then a foul will be called on Bethlehem. And FC Cincinnati will earn the free kick in the midfield. There's Brendan Burke in his 3rd season, the only head coach Steel FC have ever had. Of course, Bethlehem, we talked about being the feeder team to Philadelphia Union. Jimmy McLaughlin was a homegrown product and spent some time in Philadelphia's system. Bethlehem didn't exist at the time, so he bounced between Philly and Harrisburg, who was their affiliate.
Yeah.
And if you missed our intro, Jimmy's had great success against teams from Pennsylvania. Tonight is the club's 18th match against a club from the Keystone State. It's Jimmy's 18th appearance and 14th start. He has 6 all-time goals against teams from his native state. Real down the left side with Cicerone trailing. Real on the end line, centers it nicely, but it ends up on the foot of Corbin Bone, who puts it out into the midfield. Jones splits 2 defenders, now working on Boehner. Jones into the 18. Walker came in to give some help and broke it up. Nazmi Al-Badawi cut down in the midfield. Foul will be called. Match official will have a quick message sent forward for Sante Moar. And FC Cincinnati will wait to push everybody forward before taking the free kick.
Choose to play short here, Tommy. Get possession back up, numbers forward. Just about to say, they got to be careful they don't lose it. And now you get countered by Bethlehem. That's exactly what's happened.
Fontana broke it up. Sent it forward, his touch a bit heavy in the direction of Galena. And then Boehner lets it roll out on the end line.
Always a risk with that as well, Tommy. When you commit that many players forward, you're expecting a service into the box. Kenny Walker chooses to come back and play negatively. So again, Bethlehem are in a position in the press. And the reaction to that can be really a counter-attacking situation, which just happened.
McLaughlin up the left side. Here comes Blake Smith.
Good starting position from Blake Smith tonight. Really pushed up on that left-hand side to support Jimmy. I think fullbacks again tonight are going to be key. Matt Boehner on this right side as well. Be very key to, support Russell Cicerone. Good step again from that fullback.
Al-Badawi on to Cicerone. Looking to work it inside the 18. He will. Hits it with his left foot. Went under the leg of Matt Boehner and rolled into the hands of John McCarthy. Boehner decided not to deflect it, and McCarthy had to go down to his knees to pull it in.
Again, confidence from this young guy. Tommy comes in, cuts in on his left foot. Doesn't get a ton of power on it, but the confidence just to come in and pull the trigger. I love to see that.
There's a reason he's starting his third match in as many opportunities. Allen has been impressed by the youngsters' play. McLaughlin battling on the far side of the pitch. Corbin Bone will knock it back to Kanon, and now Newton out into the midfield. Evan Newton making his 10th start of the season. Goals against average down to 0.89 after his third clean sheet of the year on Saturday. Herbers leaves it for Galena. Now back to Real. He'll try to swing it over to the right side to Moar, and his pass does not connect.
Good decision by Blake Smith as well. Recognized the press, try to go long, allows FC Cincinnati to push up, provide this line of confrontation a little bit higher up the field.
Fontana inside of the 18, got it in the middle. Herber's unable to truly redirect it and just knocked it on to Evan Newton, who was waiting for it.
I think Evan Newton really is giving a little bit of grief just to the players in front of him. A little bit too much space given to that Bethlehem attack.
Al-Badawi brings it forward to Welshman. Now to the right side, Cicerone, and his pass just too strong, rolls out of the near touch.
Really interesting stat too. 9 of these 10 players, Tommy, played against Minnesota. So the starting lineup that we see tonight in a game that we felt, and we talked about this online, was very impressive. A lot of youth out there for FC Cincinnati tonight again. I think the biggest message really from Allen is, okay, go and take your opportunity. You're given another chance in an important game.
Well, here's a chance for Nazmi. Tried to center it to McLaughlin, didn't get there. Played well defensively by Bethlehem. Steel FC will clear it out across midfield. Deckel Kanon wearing the captain's armband back into the lineup tonight after getting some rest on Saturday. Al-Badawi forward to Welshman, comes off his forehead. Wasn't planned rest for Deckel Kanon as he was serving a one-match suspension for yellow card accumulation. We've now seen that in 3 consecutive league games, with Forrest Lasso picking up his 5th, then Deckel, and now Manuel Ledesma, who got his for delay of game. I did check and find out the situation on that corner kick, and he was booked for delaying the game while asking a question of the official.
I think so far, though, the suspensions, Tommy, have really worked out.
100% considering the stretch for the club. It's given Allen the chance to rotate, and it's worked out in a lot of ways. And tonight he starts Deckel Kanon alongside Sem DeVitt with another game on Saturday. That means Forrest Lasso, as well as Paddy Barrett, will be healthy and ready to go.
I mean, you always want, you know, the choice and the option of your entire squad, but like I said, so far it's worked out. Rotations needed no matter what, especially this time of the season. I think players have really complemented each other by picking up slack and coming in and providing solid performances when needed.
Bethlehem holding in the midfield. Mahoney starts it forward to the right side. Then on the cross, it sails up into the Bailey.
Lacked a little bit of quality there.
Tonight's broadcast of FC Cincinnati is brought to you in part by Frisch's. The Bailey rocking as usual. With 18 minutes gone, we are scoreless here in the first half.
We talked about it earlier, Tommy, as well. Fantastic, a Wednesday night to experience another soccer crowd like this in the Queen City. Another massive reflection, really, how this game has grown and how this franchise has been able to deliver a great environment here at Nippert Stadium.
Real threw it in. Bethlehem not able to do anything with it, and then Real wins it back in the midfield. Jones knocks it forward onto the foot of Mahoney. I'm sorry, that's Galena. Galena sent it inside of the 18, and Newton came over to push it out into the midfield. Ball will come out to the right of Alan Koch, and FC Cincinnati will throw it in. Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Receive free shipping on orders over $50. Tom Glitter, Kevin McCloskey, Lindsey Patterson, happy to be with you in the 20th minute at Nippert Stadium. Second meeting this season between these two clubs, and we'll be with you until 10 o'clock tonight. Extended post-game coverage, so make sure you stay tuned, whether you're watching on Star 64 or listening on ESPN 1530 on both television and radio. We'll have extended post-game. Lindsey will have some extra interviews. We'll show you at least some of Alan Koch's post-match press conference and have extended analysis from my broadcast partner, Kevin McCloskey. Did you know you signed up for extended analysis tonight? Okay, good.
I saw that on your post.
DeVitt heads it down in the midfield. Walker turns it forward for the orange and blue. Welshman looking to catch up with it. It'll slowly roll out near touchline, and FC Cincinnati will throw it in deep inside the attacking third.
Not really seen too many clear-cut opportunities yet for FC Cincinnati, Tommy. So possession really, I think, has been in favor of Bethlehem so far. Set pieces, this is one thing I think FC Cincinnati do need to improve on as the season continues. Last season, I felt like a lot of goals came from free kicks, corner kicks. We've not really seen that too much from the orange and blue this season.
24 goals this year is third most in the USL and most in the Eastern Conference, but you're right, haven't seen many on set-piece situations. Maybe an opportunity here. Walker will take the corner kick. It's brought to you by the Levy Law Offices. DeVitt got his head on it and was the last to touch it. Goal kick coming.
Just seems right now FC Cincinnati are just trying to feel their way into the game. I think they can be a little bit more aggressive. Remembering they are at home. I think for a team like Bethlehem, they're coming in here. Really, this is like a cup final, Tommy, playing in front of this crowd. For many of those players that are trying to get into an MLS team as well, it's their chance to prove.
Welshman was trying to push it over to the left, takes a nice bounce to fall to Jimmy McLaughlin, and then he battles to find Blake Smith. Smith looking far post. McCarthy catches it before it finds Russell Cicerone. Mentioned those 24 goals for the orange and blue. They're at a +8 goal differential coming into this match. Bethlehem at +3. A 1-1 draw back on April 15th. It was Corey Burks scoring early in the 15th minute. Looked like Bethlehem was going to have a result at home, but Nazmi Al-Badawi had other plans. He scored in the 71st to pull it even, and nearly scored in the waning moments to give the orange and blue a victory on the road.
I think you remember the significance of that goal as well. It was at a time really where this team were just coming together, Tommy.
Right.
Chemistry I don't think was quite there yet.
No.
To get that goal back and get that result on the road, I thought was very positive at the time.
Boehner gets to Al-Badawi. He has some room to bring it in the 18. Onto his left, Corbin Bone, and he just mishit it. I think he heard Jimmy McLaughlin's footsteps at the last second and looked over his shoulder and then didn't get it clean.
Seemed like Jimmy's maybe asking him for, for a leave really on this. Regardless, I think if he's going to strike there, he's got to get contact. Not a ton of space. There wasn't a big window. But better again, phase of play that they very much controlled that where they're working inside. The combination plays are starting to find a little bit more space, where I talked about they're just trying to feel this game out. Continue to raise the level of aggression. Try to pin back the Bethlehem team a little bit more.
Ball comes off of Sem DeVitt. If you missed my remark when we showed you the starting lineups, his parents are in town. They've been here for a week. First time they've ever visited the United States. So certainly feeling good having mom and dad in town and getting his first USL start of the 2018 season. Of course, made 10 appearances last year, scoring a goal for Alan Koch. Coach that he knew very well when he joined the club because they'd been together in Vancouver.
I think a player that's done well. Hasn't got a ton of opportunities this season, but has done well when he's come in. We talked about his parents coming in town too. For an international player, Tommy, that's massive.
Cicerone beats two defenders and has some space. Cicerone, top of the 18, right-footed shot, save is made by McCarthy.
Again, we've seen this the last two games against North Carolina, tonight against Bethlehem. Russell Cicerone starting to unlock and open up defenses, Tommy. Shows great balance coming inside again. Tess McCarthy with another shot. I think this is a player that continues to improve every time we watch him play.
Corbin Bone has it taken away by Fontana. Then he does well to get Bethlehem going the other direction.
I think the next step in Russell Cicerone's performances, can he deliver end product, Tommy? A couple more assists, maybe even a goal.
Right-footed shot from Moar, 20 yards away, sails high. Keep up to date with all the best social media from around the league as Kelsey Steele hosts Off the Post every Friday through the league's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram feeds. Snappy Moar had a good look there, just wasn't able to give it a lot of quality.
Some space for sure. I don't think he quite struck it the way he wanted to, Tommy, though. Still found that pocket in front.
Moar, the Spaniard, probably woke up to some unexpected news this morning. Spain sacked their manager 48 hours shy of the start of the World Cup.
As you do. It's normal practice, right?
Normal practice, 48 hours out. Probably not the news he was expecting to hear. Moar attended Pfeiffer University in North Carolina. Newton's free kick in the direction of Emery Newman. Emery Welshman, not Emery Newton.
That's Evan's cousin, is it?
No. Bone was trying to play it back to Blake Smith and just missed him. Throw in coming for Steel FC.
What you'll probably start to see as well is this tempo will drop a little bit. The energy, as you mentioned before, it's very muggy, hot, humid out there for the players. It's very hard to sustain, especially for Bethlehem. If they're going to be a team that wants to continue to press, space will open up. FC Cincinnati just have to be patient, take care of the ball a little bit more, just like that. Want to make sure that they're building through the thirds better. Create more opportunities in the defensive end.
Think about a guy like Blake Smith and Russell Cicerone, third consecutive start. You know, Blake played all 120 minutes against Minnesota. Foul is called in the midfield. And there will be a conversation with Marcos de Oliveira, much to the chagrin of FC Cincinnati. A free kick coming here for Bethlehem, but Blake played 120 minutes last Wednesday, then played the entire way on Saturday. So
I think both those players, though, even their energy tonight has been impressive.
Absolutely.
Really. I think my remark more was towards Bethlehem, and can they sustain that type of press for 90 minutes? I don't think so. I think it's tough to do. Get into the summer months in USL, MLS. Teams have got to be super fit to do that.
Irishman James Chambers puts it back into play. Was looking up the left side. Ball was headed down by the youngster Anthony Fontana, and not able to do anything with it. Chambers, 31 years of age, by far the oldest starter. He's the only member of this club that's been with Bethlehem for all 3 seasons. Moar intercepts the pass and quickly brings it into the final third. Moar across the 18. Onto his left, Jones takes a shot. DeVitt does well to get in the way. Jones finds it back, takes another shot, and beats Evan Newton to the far post. Derek Jones has his team-high 3rd goal of the season.
He has his first shot blocked, picks it up here, receives the second pass, a little bit of a nutmeg. Not much Newton could have done about that, Tommy, really. This space here just opens up, and he strikes it. Evan Newton saw it very late. That's the difference in the game so far.
If you remember, Bethlehem had the first half strike when these two teams played on April 15th, and then FC Cincinnati was able to find the equalizer. This is a club that has faced adversity and managed it well. In the meantime, one of FC Cincinnati's players is down grabbing his right knee after the play, and it's Declan Kanan, the captain.
I think from that, Tommy,
he's blue or his thigh, it looks like.
He's fully extended, trying to block that shot. We saw it just in the replay.
You could see his initial reaction in the frustration upon the goal by Jones. And now Kanan is slow to his feet. We'll see if he's able to continue in the 30th minute. Aaron Powell just gave the thumbs up signal over to the bench, so that's good news. Paddy Bart not dressed tonight. Forrest Lasso is available in the 18 for Alan Koch should Kanan not be able to continue at some point.
We're hoping he's okay, Tom. I think it was just maybe a result of overextending a little bit, trying to block that shot from Jones. Very scrappy goal too, Tommy. As a defender,
absolutely.
You never want to give that up.
Kenny Walker was there, and you see Forrest Lasso. Walker was there to challenge, and as soon as Jones took it from Walker, he had a good look at it.
Just open up, really open up the seam. And Jones hit it. I'm not sure if he meant to put it into the bottom corner, but not much Evan Newton could have done.
Through the first 30 minutes, possession heavily in favor of Bethlehem with 59%. 6 shots for FC Cincinnati as opposed to 3 for the visitors. But where it matters most on the scoreboard, the visiting side on top, 1-0.
That's about how FC Cincinnati react and respond to this. Just before that goal, you kind of got the sense that FC Cincinnati had figured out the game a little bit. Bethlehem's pressure dropped a little bit. They're starting to find space, but now it's about how they respond. Been in this position many times before, Tommy.
Cicerone finds Boehner along the end line to Obadawi. He got a shot off, and it skips just wide. I thought maybe it caught a deflection. Apparently not. That's the ball that Nazmi wants inside of the 18. Just unable to finish it.
Again, talked about the fullbacks overlap and how important that is. Matt Boehner puts in a good ball. It's one of those ones, Tommy, you've opened up your hips. Nazmi's in that position. He's not going to be able to generate a lot of power. The better option probably is to take a touch away from those two players and then set yourself with that second touch.
Chambers did well there to find Nazmi and not give him an open look at the goalkeeper. Walker out to the left, McLaughlin.
FC's possession, really, they've been able to find wide players in these flanks, which has been good. The difference now, I talked about it with Russell earlier, is finding some end product.
Jimmy up to Corbin Bone. Leaves it for Nazmi Al-Badawi. Big save by John McCarthy as Al-Badawi let it rip.
Best play so far for FC Cincinnati. Working the ball inside, back out to Jimmy McLaughlin. Good strike by Nazmi as well. Opened up his hits. What I talked about this time, he's able to generate that power, but what a save by John McCarthy.
It'll set up the third corner kick of the first half. It's brought to you by the Levy Law Offices. Can the orange and blue find a set-piece equalizer? Kenny Walker will take it from the near side once again. Misfires this time, but it bounces out to McLaughlin. Jimmy knocked down right at the edge of the 18. Clean tackle as Bethlehem will race and transition the other way. Galena bringing it up the right side. Smith comes over to clear it out and allow everybody to come back defensively.
Great coverage by Smith. Again, he doesn't look tired, Tommy.
No.
He just sprinted about 30 yards there. Just a good safety touch. Allow FC Cincinnati get numbers back. Set up again defensively.
Bethlehem will throw it in inside of their attacking third to Chambers. Now Herbers. And Chambers trying to connect, intercepted. McLaughlin up the left, finds Welshman. Welshman racing in the direction of the 18.
Great pace. I think the biggest challenge really is making sure that FC Cincinnati players can get up with him to provide an option. Tough call the other way there, Tommy. It might have been a little bit of a tug.
Oh, and it looks like Forrest Lasso's coming on for Alan Koch. I saw Deco Kanon signal over to the bench. Lasso's been warming up in earnest since he appeared to be injured. They were looking at his quad when he went down after the goal. Center back is the one position that Alan Koch has not subbed during a game all season.
It's actually gone down now, Tommy, on one knee. Going to force the sub.
So Kanon cannot continue in the 35th minute, so already trailing by a goal. It's going to be a spot of concern. Kanon will take off his rainbow-colored captain's armband on a quality night and pass it over to Kenny Walker. And the hope is that the captain is all right as he checks out of the match for a first time this season.
Looks to be very frustrated. Certainly disappointing to see a player of his experience and stature going out at this time as well.
The good news for FC Cincinnati, with the match coming on Saturday, and we mentioned maybe there's still some rotation. Patty Bard available, obviously Forrest Lasso. If Deco cannot go on Saturday, they do not play after that match for another 11 days until the match at Toronto FC2.
I've got to think it's a pulled or a strained muscle, Tommy, from that shot of trying to block Derek Jones.
We've seen it all season long. Deco Kanon's a warrior.
Oh, 100%. That's what I'm saying.
We saw it.
It's a blow at this stage of the game to see a player of his quality and experience come out. So it's nothing serious though long term. That extended time off, like you said, Tommy, will be crucial. Hopefully it's not something that's serious enough to keep him out for too long.
If he didn't play Saturday, and that's purely speculation, but if he did not, he would have 2 weeks to get ready for the club's next match. He will immediately get some attention from Dr. Growy, team physician for FC Cincinnati, down to the left of the bench, and we'll continue to monitor that situation. The first time this year, Alan Koch has had to go to a sub in the first half due to injury. Meanwhile, play will continue, and the orange and blue will look to regroup, trailing by a goal. Cicerone finds some room on the right side. Playing it up the flank. Cicerone crosses it. Oh, Badawi was there. It was kneed away by Bethlehem.
Bethlehem, to be fair, Tommy, did really well getting back with numbers. Denied that cross from Russell on this right side.
Steel FC will throw it in far touchline. 37th minute. Bethlehem on top 1-0. Mentioned it earlier, they have never won here at Nippert Stadium.
The big key now really is for FC Cincinnati to establish possession, get it back, try to get into a rhythm. Defensively, they've got to improve again. These last probably 10 minutes, I think, with added time as well, though, they've got to try to create at least 1 or 2 more good opportunities and try to level the score.
John McCarthy sends it out into the midfield. McCarthy's been tested a few times here in the first half.
A couple of times, a couple of good opportunities. Good reactions here from Nazmi Al-Badawi. And Jimmy needs to slow down a little bit. That's a good decision. Just find possession.
Corbin Bones fouled, yeah. Herber's got a piece of him.
Good decision again by Blake Smith just to get the ball rolling. Finding this right side.
Cicerone has it knocked away by Real to be a throw-in for the orange and blue. Boehner sets to throw it in near touch. find Welshman, and then Jones, the goal scorer, deflects it out. And FC Cincinnati can take a couple steps towards the end line and set to throw it in once again. He'll find a wide open Corbin Bone.
The referee just gets in front of him there too. Good dummy.
Welshman at the edge of the 18. Emery inside of the 18. Will poke it out for Boehner. Walker on the Bone. Back to Walker. Towards the corner, deflected away. Kenny keeps it alive and then has it poked out from between his feet by Fontana. Once again, FC Cincinnati will throw it in. Cicerone receives the toss, and then he is pulled down, and here comes a good opportunity for the home lads.
Good chance for Walker to whip it in from here, Tommy. It's a dangerous position for a goalkeeper as well. Depending on where the back line is going to get set, there's space in front where he has to deal with it.
Walker will stand over it. Fontana nearby defensively as Marcos de Oliveira marks the line. McCarthy will set his wall as Walker will work with all of his targets towards the far post. The Cleveland native trying to set up his first assist of the season. Sends it short and it's deflected away by Herbers. Walker keeps it alive. Sent it in the direction of Cicerone, who was offside. Flag went up and a free kick coming for Bethlehem.
McCarthy has no intent to build from this position at this time of the game, Tommy. 5 minutes left. They're certainly going to try to manage it. Come into halftime, 1-0 up on the road.
McCarthy into the midfield. Lasso just came on. Is going to be called for a foul. Bit too aggressive in winning the header. He doesn't like the call, and a free kick for Bethlehem.
That's a fair challenge. He's leading with his elbow. What you're taught as a kid, Tommy, got to protect yourself. Certainly get your arms up to protect yourself as you go in for that header.
Moar will set to put it back into play in the 42nd minute. Stands about 35-40 yards away. Moar inside of the 18. Newton punches it out. Bowen will pick it up. Try to get something going in transition. It bounces out wide to Cicerone. Try to get it back to Corbin.
Yeah, not much he could do, really.
Yeah.
Two players coming across to press him. I think he tries to do the right thing to find Corbin in that space.
Throw into the midfield, and Blake Smith with some room to work. Smith's left-footed shot might have been slightly deflected as he teed it up. McCarthy had no trouble with it.
I think he's looked good tonight. I talked about his energy earlier, but just again picking up that space, penetrating when the space opens up. A little bit of a deflection on the shot.
McCarthy's ball out in the midfield bounces all the way to the top of the 18, where the Newton will collect. Of course, the big news in North America this morning: the United bid wins the 2026 World Cup, meaning the United States, Canada, and Mexico will host in 8 years, and Cincinnati is on the list of potential host cities. We will hear Jeff Birding's thoughts on the bid coming up at halftime.
That could have been a free kick there from Corbin Bone. Seemed it was committed on him.
Walker and Bone will knock it around the midfield. 44th minute. Orange and blue trailing by a goal. Bone will switch it over to the left and find McLaughlin.
Fantastic ball across. Great switch.
Dropped for Smith. He sends it towards the end line. Welshman chasing it. Jones got there first but couldn't control it. FC Cincinnati will throw it in deep inside the attacking third. Smith misplays his touch and gives it right back to Bethlehem. Welshman able to win it back. Corbin Bone moving towards the 18, leaves it for Walker. Tried to feed it forward to Cicerone, and Bethlehem was there defensively. Minimum of 2 minutes of stoppage time will be tacked on here in the first half. Al-Badawi's ball to the far touchline. A bit too tall for Jimmy McLaughlin. Pennsylvania native, just 5'8". Talk about the enthusiasm from Blake Smith. Lots of enthusiasm from these fans here on a Wednesday night.
Oh, it's great to see.
McLaughlin's going to be called for a foul, knocked over Santi Moar.
I think the energy again around Nippert's been fantastic. Gotta say, if you're going in halftime, I don't think Alan's going to be that pleased with his performance, Tommy. Struggle to really get into the rhythm of what they're capable of.
There's been opportunities for his side, but the possession hasn't been there, and I don't think executing his game plan to the level that he expects from his first place club.
Absolutely. He's going to have those strong expectations, as he should.
Emery Welshman held up inside of the 18. Marcos De Oliveira says no.
You've got to think, too, though. We talked about it on Saturday against North Carolina. There's times that the schedule become grinding.
Walker got it forward to Welshman. He was tripped up inside of the 18. Cicerone keeps it alive, rips a shot. A corner kick is coming, but Kenny Walker and Nazmi Al-Badawi are furious right now.
I think the referee doesn't even see that it's a corner kick.
I don't think he does either.
Checks it now. I talked about the grinding part of the season too, though, Tommy. You can't expect some dips when that happens.
They'll play it short and quick to Walker. Walker tries to take a shot, deflected out, comes to Bone. Now into stoppage time with Bethlehem leading 1-0. Bone finds Al-Badawi. Nazmi into the 18. Jimmy McLaughlin was looking for a header and didn't put it on frame.
I think Jimmy has a little bit more time than he realizes. It's a great run by Jimmy. Lovely little ball across. Takes his eye off this ball. Yeah, he's got space. I think he's going to be a little bit disappointed, but good initial run. A good find by Nazmi Al-Badawi. I think now the key, like we talked about, getting in at halftime. Don't need to hit the panic button, Tommy, but it's got to be better. And Alan's going to say that, reinforce that with his troops. I think second half we'll see a much better performance from FC Cincinnati.
Saw Alan having a conversation with the fourth official. Al-Badawi finds Emery Welshman. He's on. Welshman trying to get a shot off. And a goal kick for John McCarthy. No, the halftime whistle will sound with a chorus of boos raining down from 20,000 plus who feel as though their side maybe should have been awarded a penalty late in the half. We will hear from Alan Koch here momentarily as both teams head into the dressing room. 45 minutes in the books. Let's head down to the pitch. Lindsay's with Alan Koch.
Coach, you hate to make that sub early. Your guys getting just a few opportunities out there, but they've come from behind before. What's your message at the half?
Well, we have to be better than we were in the first 45 minutes. Obviously, Bethlehem are a very, very good team. They've got 6 MLS players. To be quite honest, 4 of the players have played in MLS already this year. So we knew it was going to be a tough game, and it showed that way in the first 45 minutes. But we played a lot better than we did in the first 45 minutes already this year, and we're going to have to go turn it around. We want to impose ourselves on them a little bit more and make life a little bit more difficult for them. You can see how they're literally manhandling Emery every single time he gets the ball, and they're getting away with it. So if they're going to get away with it, we might as well get away with it too.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Lindsay. Allen will no doubt go into the locker room and have a strong message for his team as they trail by a goal at the half. We'll step aside, take a break, hear from Jeff Birding, team president, and his thoughts on the United bid when we return. At the half, Bethlehem Steel leading by a goal. This is FC Cincinnati Soccer. Halftime back at Nippert Stadium between FC Cincinnati and Bethlehem Steel FC. Of course, the big news in the global game of soccer this morning, the United bid was awarded the 2026 World Cup, meaning the United States, Canada, and Mexico will host. Amongst the host city possibilities, Cincinnati. And a few hours ago, Jeff Birding reacted to the news.
It's a very exciting day for all of us in Greater Cincinnati and across the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Today, the FIFA Congress voted to award the United Bid Committee, comprising our 3 countries, the United States, Canada, and Mexico, to host the 2026 World Cup. Canada, Mexico, and the United States offer FIFA an unprecedented, united opportunity to stage this new, larger event with great operational certainty that is only exceeded by the opportunity to grow, enhance, and promote global football forward for years to come. Hosting the 2026 FIFA World Cup in North America will generate unprecedented enthusiasm and resources to help grow the game from the grassroots up and continue to foster a strong football culture that we've seen rise up here out of nowhere, really, here in Greater Cincinnati. With our stadiums, our training facilities, and base camps already in place, players and fans won't have to worry whether the necessary infrastructure will be ready come the 2026 World Cup. We'll be able to focus on what matters most, coming together for an unprecedented global celebration of football. We are so proud that Cincinnati is on the short list to host World Cup matches at Paul Brown Stadium. Let me share some of the key numbers involved. Number of teams, 48. Number of matches, 80. Number of players, over 1,100. Number of candidate host cities, 23. Proposed training sites, 150. Projected revenue involved, $14 billion. Projected profits, $11 billion. Projected economic impact, $5 billion. Projected ticket sales, 5.8 million. Some enormous numbers by anyone's standards. FIFA will likely finalize the host cities by June of 2020. So between today and that point, we still have lots of work to do. And our host committee will continue to work with the United Bid Committee to ensure that Cincinnati is on the short list to host the World Cup here in 2026.
Certainly the strong soccer movement here in the Queen City has Cincinnati on the list for 2026. And this city buzzing with the news today that a World Cup game may be here in 8 years. In the meantime, the World Cup will start tomorrow. But right now it's time to take a look at the production side of the USL.
We came here with a unique challenge, and that was to solve the problem of producing over 500 games and do so in a cost-effective way for the clubs, in a way that produced high-quality broadcasts and standardized the look and feel of all of those productions. Outside of the live event, the match experience, outside of that, the broadcast is the window into the brand for the club and for the league. You need to be able to capture that in a compelling way with a quality broadcast.
A large portion of the teams work with our partner Vista on REMI Productions, remote integration. What that means is that the production of the game is actually handled mostly away from site. So the way these games work is a truck will show up locally at the stadium. There'll be 4 camera operators there, and those signals are sent all the way here to Fort Lauderdale. And here locally at Vista, the game is cut. The game has graphics put on top of it. Replay is done here, and in many cases the play-by-play is actually done on site here at Vista as well. So after the game is fully produced, we have a signal that goes to our partner ESPN Plus for US distribution. We have a signal that goes to YouTube for international distribution. And then for the teams that have an over-the-air local broadcast regional sports network deal, the signal is sent to their partners as well. So even for the games that aren't done with a REMI production, all games flow through Vista, and all those signals have to get sent out all over the world to reach the fans of USL. Because of those REMI productions, we'll oftentimes have 5 or 6 games going on at one time. Nobody is doing sports REMI productions on this level consistently.
We have built one of the largest REMI production models of any league in the world. And now we're able to deliver anywhere in the world to our partners at ESPN, fully produced matches from all over the country. We couldn't be more thrilled with the progress we've made and some of the innovative things now we're going to be able to start to bring into the broadcast moving forward.
At the half, Tom Glitter and Kevin McCloskey back with you at Nippert Stadium. Well, we are at the half, and Bethlehem leading FC Cincinnati 1-0. And Kevin, we heard from Alan Koch some opportunities for his club in the first 45 minutes, but overall the quality just needs to be a little bit better.
I think he expects more, rightfully so. We've seen good performances from this team, throughout the season, and I think those high expectations are going to be sounded at halftime.
Well, a couple other games going on right now in the USL as we take a look at tonight's scoreboard. Not a overly busy evening, but there are other scores right now. North Carolina FC bouncing back from the loss to the Orange and Blue over the weekend. At home up 4-1 in the second half, and Charlotte on the road at Atlanta United 2 with a 1-0 victory.
Moving on, the standings right now. We talked about FC Cincinnati atop the Eastern Conference. The Orange and Blue in first place with 26 points. Rival Louisville City, 2 games at hand, yes, of course, but they are right there, the defending champs with 23 points. Bethlehem Steel, we mentioned it earlier. If this was a playoff match tonight, 26 points for FC Cincinnati, 18 for Bethlehem. They'd be going 1v8 in the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. The upcoming schedule remains busy through the weekend, and then the break that the team has been waiting for. Richmond, 7:30 on Saturday night. Get your tickets right now at fccincinnati.com, and then 11 days later at Toronto FC2, home again on June 30th. Kevin and I will take a break. When we return, first half highlights coming your way from Nippert Stadium. Bethlehem Steel FC leading by a goal at the half. This is FC Cincinnati Soccer.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I changed halfway through that extra one, and for whatever reason, that didn't work at all. So, it's all right, all good. Yes. It's all right.
Halftime wrapping up here inside of Nippert Stadium with Bethlehem Steel FC leading the Orange and Blue 1-0. Tom Glitter and Kevin McCloskey back with you. Alan Koch's troops will have to score twice in the second half to win tonight. If they do, you save on pizza tomorrow. It's time for today's first half highlights. They're brought to you by PapaJohns.com, and save 50% tomorrow if FC Cincinnati scores 2 or more goals. Use the code FCPizza50, and FC Cincinnati certainly has had opportunities in the first half.
Yeah, I think this opportunity right here, Cicerone, again, we talked about it, the confidence that he's shown, cutting back inside, striking his left foot, didn't have too much power, and then really the defense opens up, and Cicerone again, eager to take those shots and those opportunities, which is fantastic. This is the Al Badawi. What a save by McCarthy. Great reaction save.
And Nasby Al Badawi setting it up once again. And Jimmy McLaughlin just missing, as you said, but maybe had a little bit more time.
I think, yeah, it just takes his eye off the ball a little bit. This is the goal from Jones. First and second, comes back. Not much Evan Newton really could have done about it. Ends up being the difference in the game so far.
And then here's the goal, as you said. And you see right there, Dekel Kanon extending for it. His frustration, but the pain as well.
Yeah, and I think for him, you know, going out, crucial player. Obviously come out at this stage, and hopefully Forrest Lasso can go back in and continue with this performance to try to help Sim DeVitt settle back into the half.
Well, the Orange and Blue are out of the dressing room. That means Lindsey Patterson is as well. Let's head down to the pitch and check in.
Yeah, guys, Allen told his guys at the half, it's 2 evenly matched teams out there, but it's time to flip-flop it a little bit. Just minor adjustments out there. They're allowing too much space. Tighten it up a little bit. He added Emery Welshman. They're going to make it difficult for you, so you have to fight for it. It's the little details in the second half. Also added Jimmy McLaughlin. Needs to feed his guys outside to get that goal and read the moments.
Thank you, Lindsay. Allen knew coming into this match the flanks would be important. That means McLaughlin and Cicerone creating the chances. McLaughlin had the second goal in the win at North Carolina FC. Late in the match, coming off the bench on Saturday, Cicerone set up the first, taking the shot that Danny Koenig finished for the game winner.
I think certainly there's been a lot of production for FC Cincinnati in those wide areas, and already we're starting to see this quick start in the second half. FC Cincinnati again are trying to find wide positions. And Jimmy McLaughlin, Blake Smith, I thought had a really good first half.
Well, these clubs switch ends, and the orange and blue will attack towards the Bailey, right to left here in the second half. And Bethlehem, clad in all white tonight, work left to right. A muggy and very summer-like evening in the Queen City, as FC Cincinnati trying to find their home form. They certainly have been fantastic away from Nippert Stadium, 6-1-1 this year. 2 wins so far at home, and a chance for 3 points tonight if they can find a couple goals in the second half. Quick start on the free kick. Welshman will push it towards the corner, and McLaughlin will cross it in the direction of Cicerone. He was too tall. Tonight's broadcast of FC Cincinnati is brought to you in part by Sharefax. Steel FC to throw it in inside of their defensive third. Herbers misses on the header. Blake Smith will work off the pass from Lasso. Bone to his left, McLaughlin. Jimmy taps it back to Corbin. Smith sends it inside the 18, turned away defensively by Bethlehem.
Big header by Forrest Lasso, sets up another attack. Great defensive play, actually.
Cicerone with nifty footwork inside of the 18. Cicerone stays with it, takes the shot. McCarthy lost it on the end line, and a corner kick coming for the orange and blue early in the second half.
If you're a defender too, Tommy, he's got to be so hard to defend. Great sense of gravity, balance. He's quick. These sharp little touches inside out, especially inside of the box too. You don't want to dive, give away or maybe a resulting penalty. You see it here, just cutting back again. This time he gets good power. McCarthy really struggles with that shot.
First corner kick of the second half. It's brought to you by the Levy Law Offices. Kenny Walker will take it. Forrest Lasso was knocked down inside of the 18. Alan Koch was not happy with all the contact inside the penalty area in the first half. Corbin Bone rips a shot that's headed away defensively. Walker sends it back, cleared before it can find Cicerone. All the way out to Al-Badawi, who is providing preventative coverage, and he sends it back to his goalkeeper, Evan Newton.
Yeah, good safe decision just to draw back.
And Nosby tries to send it up the left, but nobody home. Bethlehem will wisely let it roll out in the corner, but along the end line, and it'll be a goal kick the other way.
Anytime you've got an attacking player, especially being the last man back, Tommy, I like that. As a coach, you want to play back. You don't need to really take risks and try to start an attack from that position. Plays back to Evan Newton. The result, really, possession, then kind of dumps it. Gives FC Cincinnati a chance to get back in here. So far, though, it's been a positive start. 3 minutes in, almost 4 minutes in, I think FC Cincinnati have come out with a lot more energy. Result in a shot straight away, which really troubled McCarthy. It's good to see.
You mentioned the effort by Forrest Lasso moments ago, and if you are just joining us, Deco Canon started the match, of course, as the club's captain. He was injured on the goal by Derek Jones in the 29th minute. He tried to stay in the game and came out about 7 minutes after the goal, replaced by Forrest Lasso. Walker unable to advance the ball. Chambers got in the way, and will feed it off onto the right to Jones. Jones at the edge of the 18, trying to find another. This time, Evan Newton gets in the way and makes a save.
Chance to break here. Also Cicerone dropping deep.
Lost his touch, but did well.
Did well to get it back. A little unorthodox, but
Bethlehem regains possession in the midfield. Smith trying to stop the run, then gets a piece of Santi Moar. No whistle called. Probably could have been a foul. Fontana spinning around Kenny Walker. His shot deflected by DeVitt. Bone will push it to his left. Al-Badawi with McLaughlin taken down hard in the midfield. Jimmy's not happy. And some words being exchanged as Bizo puts his finger into the face of McLaughlin. Al-Badawi comes over and it's getting heated at midfield.
Yeah. Bad tackle. Here's the point again. He's raising his hand. The referee's
and he continues to do it. Bizo being pushed away, and this one getting a little heated right at midfield.
You can't do that, Tommy, and that's what Alan's saying.
Right, it's disrespectful.
Did it twice. Put his hand to his face right in front of the bench too. You can see Alan infuriated, and rightfully so. Twice, and again, just headbutted off the camera.
Yeah, he hit Nazmi Al-Badawi with a headbutt.
Nazmi Al-Badawi.
Well, let's see it. The linesman from the far side is coming on.
We see this on camera.
And Russell Cicerone is saying, get everybody out of here. And
sent him off.
Yep. Wow. Things got heated in a hurry.
Not just one time, two times. On the third time.
Well, the headbutt's a straight red if you're not sitting on a yellow.
Just glad the officials were in a position to see that.
Well, not a very smart sequence from Olivier Bizo. Here's the original yellow card.
Here's the foul. Yellow card. Jimmy's upset.
This is where he puts the finger in Jimmy's face. Marcos de Oliveira trying to egregious.
Going head to head.
Probably not, but in the moment, you can't make that. You can't
that's
do
what
that.
I was saying. It was the third thing, Tommy. You can't do that. You're asking for a red card. He put his hand to Jimmy's face 2 times in a row. Third time he leans in with his head. You just can't do that.
So yellow card number 3 and 4 for Olivier Mbizo, who is on an MLS contract with the Philadelphia Union. And now FC Cincinnati, for most of the second half, will be playing a man up.
He certainly changes things now.
Walker trying to feed it to Lasso. Welshman is taken down inside of the 18. The boos will come out as the ball's knocked back to McCarthy.
McCarthy's trying to take time off the clock, just to probably to allow Bethlehem really to get back organized. I just said about how this is going to change the game. FC Cincinnati certainly have to be a little bit more aggressive with starting positions. If they adjust maybe a player more in centrally to support Welshman. Both teams really starting the game in a 4-2-3-1. Bethlehem are just going to take their target back. Herbers are probably going to just sit into that position, so they're not going to have a striker up top or a low target. That's how they've kind of adjusted. So I guess since they have to be a little bit more aggressive too. I don't think 100%. They need to keep 4 at the back here to deal with what Bethlehem leave. Might see them go in the 3-back system, push them one more higher in a central position, be a 3-5-2.
Well, heated start to the second half here at Nippert Stadium, where Bethlehem leads 1-0. But fireworks moments ago. Olivier Bizo, the defender out of Cameroon, gets a yellow card on the tackle on Jimmy McLaughlin, waves his finger, brings the heat a little bit higher, and ends up headbutting Nazmi Al-Badawi and sent off. Well, the orange and blue will do battle trailing, but with a tactical advantage the rest of the way.
We're seeing here is Chambers drop back into center back for Bizo.
Moar.
Natural central defender.
Into the 18, Moar crossing. He could see Mahoney. I'm sorry, not Mahoney. It was Galena out of the corner of his eye and tried to send it to the far post. Now Moar is down grabbing his knee. Actually, it looks like his ankle. Brendan Burke was furious during that whole exchange when Bizo was sent off. A training staff has been sent onto the pitch and kind of taking their time because Moar will have to at least come off for the restart. And
still a lot of time,
yeah.
But you can see Alan talking to the fourth official here. He's asking to make sure that time is being tracked. I can guarantee you're the away team up a goal, down a man. You're going to try to manage every situation and try to bleed that clock dry if you can, Tommy.
Well, if you remember last year when Bethlehem played here, it was a 2-1 match. Danny Koenig welcomed himself to Cincinnati that night with a brace, his only multi-goal game, by the way, during his career in orange and blue. But that night it was 2-1, and we went to a lightning delay in stoppage time. There was 4 minutes remaining. I didn't jinx anything. Don't give me that look, partner. But went to a lightning delay in stoppage time, and Brendan Burke rightfully wanted to play that game. Play was never resumed, but he saw it as 4 minutes and an opportunity to try to get an equalizer on the road.
Yes. Well, first thing right now for FC Cincinnati is trying to get back into this game with a goal.
DeVitt will go out wide. Smith sends it right back. Lasso on the left side, Al-Badawi. Kenny Walker with some room to work up the middle. Back to the left, Smith. Smith across the box, cleared away defensively. Derek Jones was there. DeVitt onto the right. Cicerone trying to get it onto the end line. Corbin Bone, and his touch was a bit heavy. Let's go down to the pitch, check in with Lindsay Patterson and see what she observed during that confrontation about 5 feet in front of her.
Yeah, guys, a lot of action down here. Goalkeeper coach, though, Jack Stern, was telling the guys, waving his hands in the air, calm down, calm down. Alan Koch took a couple of his guys over, Jimmy McLaughlin being one of them, and said, but keep that tempo up.
Well, certainly makes a lot of sense. And want to fire up Jimmy McLaughlin, feel free.
Yeah. I think that comes naturally.
Right? Al-Badawi over to the left. McLaughlin will work up the flank. Into the 18. Jimmy crosses, deflected away by Chambers. The big Irish lad puts it out on the end line, and a corner kick coming up for the orange and blue.
More than anything, Jimmy wants to be in those positions. Talked about energy and passion that he has, but he's at his happiest when he's attacking defenders.
Walker looking far post. Boehner didn't get to it. Chambers found it first, and then Boehner battling there with Chambers, who touched it last. Cicerone will receive the throw-in. McCarthy punches it into the air.
McCarthy gets caught a little bit. I think he loses his feeding, or his footing. Comes across. I think it actually takes him by surprise, Tommy, this cross.
John McCarthy has a clean sheet going right now, but he's been plenty active. Al-Badawi on to Corbin Bone. Bone's shot deflected away right at the point of attack.
Better by FC Cincinnati again, just sustaining numbers forward. Can't get frustrated, got to be patient.
Al-Badawi, his cross intercepted. He was looking for Cicerone. McLaughlin with his right foot in the direction of Welshman. Went over his head and then bounced kind of low on McCarthy. He was right there. And it bounced between his legs where he held on to it.
Continue to test McCarthy. You know, he's had some good saves, but looked a little bit shaky too, Tommy. Spilled a few balls. I think it's a good plan from those wide areas. If we can get it to Cicerone, to Jimmy McLaughlin, start trying to test McCarthy a little bit more. I think the biggest thing now, Welshman's got to be more of a physical factor, I think, Tommy. He's got to start trying to get it on the end of some of those crosses.
Brendan Burke preparing to make his first sub of the night. And it'll come now before FC Cincinnati, no? They will not. Well, yes, they will. A little bit of confusion on the throw-in. And now FC Cincinnati will be forced to wait to allow Anthony Fontana to come out. And 22-year-old Drew Skundrich, the midfielder and native of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, will check on. Skundrich, a bit of success collegiately, played at Stanford from 2014 to 17, where he won 3 national championships.
Excellent program.
Drafted by the LA Galaxy, but unsigned out west and joined Steel FC on March 14th. Lasso misfires, trying to get it to McLaughlin. Tonight's broadcast of FC Cincinnati is brought to you in part by UC Health. Tom Glitter, Kevin McCloskey, Lindsey Patterson, our producer David Ashbrock, thrilled to be with you on this Wednesday night. Busy stretch for all of us as FC Cincinnati playing 15 games across 15, or 5 games across 15 days. Let me get my numbers right.
I think one thing FC Cincinnati have to be very mindful of this. They can't get frustrated, Tommy. They're going to get numbers into Bethlehem's half. They're going to get opportunities. They've got to stay patient, though.
Al-Badawi with a shot goes just wide to the left of McCarthy. While that was taking place, I saw the club's all-time leading scorer make his way into the dugout and grab his kit top, and certainly a game changer to come on for the last 25 minutes or so.
Certainly a great option to come off the bench, especially in this scenario. We've seen it before, and you talked about it. Last time he came on and scored 2 goals against Bethlehem.
That was his second match with FC Cincinnati, and the only time he's had a multi-goal game. He's scored against 13 different clubs in his year plus with FC Cincinnati, and now has the club record all to himself at 17 after his game winner on Saturday in Raleigh.
Does it surprise you to see him all-time goal scorer for FC Cincinnati?
Well, it's a little bit difficult, but not really. Not with what he's done. And considering that Sean Okoli, who scored 16 in year 1, didn't come back for year number 2. Then GB, who scored 16 last year, didn't come back for year 3.
I think the other thing, too, for Danny Koenig, and it tells a lot about him as a player. He's had different strike partners. He's had different players that have come into it. For him to be consistent last season and this season, I think has been fantastic to see. I think the other thing too, every time you see him step into a game, he's hungry.
Oh yeah.
He is hungry. He's relentless with his pressure. And we've seen it, the last 2 seasons. Obviously has a nose for goal as well.
Well, he will come on for Emery Welshman when the opportunity presents itself. And that'll be right now. Second sub of the match for Alan Koch will be the Dane. Number 11 in orange and blue, coming on to take over that striker position. And he'll receive a nice reception on his first home match since setting the record Saturday. Throw in for Bethlehem, who hasn't seen much possession in the second half between the added energy of FC Cincinnati and then the sending off of Bizo. Bethlehem hasn't had a whole lot of looks.
Pressure.
Walker nearly finding Danny Koenig across midfield. Chambers did well to step in and intercept the pass. Ball deflects to Jones. DeVitt will head it out wide.
Very good directional header too. Just doesn't clear it in front. Picks out his target, Russell Cicerone.
Jones is still down, lying at the top of the 18.
Unless that's a head injury, honestly, they've got green light to continue to play.
Kenny Walker had seen him go down and was looking over his shoulder. DeVitt was signaling go, Kenny.
Certainly a bit of gamesmanship, I think, for Bethlehem.
Yeah, now all of a sudden, now the play's been stopped. Derek Jones is up and seemingly okay.
Yeah. This just adds, I talked about it, they can't get frustrated. They have to have that mental fortitude to play through this. When that one opportunity or two opportunities comes, Tommy, they've got to be able to deliver. You've got to have to execute.
McLaughlin gives it to Smith. Into the middle. Koenig right there, and it's clear at the last moment off the line. Oh, Badawi takes the shot, and Nasmi with the Badawi finds the back of the net. Fourth strike of the year for Nazmi, and the orange and blue pull even.
Well, I just talked about it seconds before, having that mentality and that focus to be ready. Similar to the Bethlehem goal as well, Tommy. It was a scrappy goal. It took focus from Naz. But you can see here, this ball's whipped in. The second effort's cleared. Takes his touch, looks at the space, deflection. Very similar goal to Jones in that first half.
Chaos in front of the net, and it results in the goal by Nazmi. 1-1 here at Nippert.
Game on, Tommy.
Absolutely.
What a time to have your all-time leading goal scorer on the field as well.
With fresh legs.
With fresh legs and a hunger and an appetite.
McLaughlin working on the left side. Mahoney closed in to clear it away. And a corner kick coming for the home lads. Played short to Kenny Walker. On to the right, Smith. Into the box. Headed past McCarthy, and there it is! Russell Cicerone has his first. The momentum has swung in the Queen City. 2-1 orange and blue.
And what a time again for this young player to come onto this stage and deliver. He's done everything in these last two games, Tommy, apart from score. Right here, what a header that is. McCarthy hasn't a chance.
Blake Smith gets his third assist on the year, and a big celebration from the 23-year-old. Chance of FCC rain down from the smoke-filled Bailey as this match swings in a matter of minutes. Al-Badawi in the 66th minute and Cicerone in the 68th to make it 2-1 orange and blue. And right there, a mental lapse. Herbers sneaks it past Evan Newton. That'll slow FC Cincinnati's momentum in a hurry.
Well, they talk about that, Tommy. From a mental standpoint, whenever you score a goal, you're most vulnerable on the opposite side. Happens so much in the game. So just get caught out, really. Space in behind. It's Herbers that comes in. It's a good finish into that bottom corner. And like you said, just a lapse in concentration.
Galena gets the assist, his first of the year for Herbers. It's his second goal. And I'll tell you what, if you went in the 65th minute to get a snack or use the restroom, this game has changed in a hurry by the time you got back to the television. 2-2 here at Nippert, now in the 70th minute.
Still feel it's game on for FC Cincinnati though, Tommy.
They're still up a man.
Energy's there for sure. I think with the sub of Danny Cooney coming in, the performance has changed a little bit.
Boehner does well to find it on the end line and cross it. And Mahoney at the last moment has to poke it out. along the end line.
And I'm not picking on McCarthy, but probably these last 15 minutes, he's not looked comfortable at all. I think the service from FC Cincinnati's really tested him and his back line. I think that needs to continue.
Corner kick will be brought to you by the Levy Law Offices. Walker will take it to our left near side. Can the orange and blue strike for the third time in 5 minutes? Walker looking for his targets. Sends it across to the far post. Bouncing around. Koenig couldn't get to it. It's cleared into the midfield. Blake Smith was there on coverage. Now he dribbles forward, then tried to turn it to his left and split Walker and McLaughlin. Throw in for Bethlehem.
Just unable to complete the pass, but good read by Smith. Does well to find the space, but unable to deliver. FC Cincinnati just have to make sure they're disciplined, Tommy, on the defensive side of the ball. Got to get their shape back. Like you said, once they're attacking too, can they improve the preventative shape?
Can't allow another transition opportunity like they did for Bethlehem, considering they're playing with a man in the dressing room. Forrest Lasso is going to be called for a foul. Again, searching for the header. He collided with Herbers. Bethlehem calling for a card. They won't get it. Herbers, the German, slow to his feet.
Forrest straight up. Straight up. I don't think that's a foul. I think when you're leaning in.
Well, Forrest's going to be called over now by the match official, I think, just for a conversation.
You saw him just as.
Yeah, he just said no more. He pointed to that spot where he gave him the warning earlier.
I don't think it's a foul. If he's leaning into him, okay, that's a foul. He's jumping straight up. Had his arms by his side.
Herbers is 6 feet tall. Lasso's 6'4". It's like you and me. If we go up for a header and my hip comes into your back because I'm the bigger lad. I know, it's hilarious to imagine, but I'm just saying, is that a foul on me because I'm the bigger guy?
I'm still going to win the ball, though.
Well, obviously. That goes without saying. 22,407 in attendance here at Nippert Stadium, encouraging Fabian Herbers to get up so play can resume. Herbers comes out to the near touch, and Moar trying to put it back into play.
Well, you talk about it. This is why I'm kind of bringing this up. Many times Welshman had physical contact from behind, didn't fall over in the first half. Didn't really result in free kicks for FC Cincinnati.
I mean, there was contact from behind. He was brought down twice inside the penalty area late in the first half.
And now, again, I think for Forrest Lasso, he's on watch. And that next foul might be a yellow card. I think it's a bit harsh.
Forrest was named to the USL Team of the Week for his performance Saturday at North Carolina. Right now, we're tied at 2, 74th minute at Nippert Stadium. Plenty of action here in the second half. A player sent off for Bethlehem and 3 goals. FC Cincinnati scores twice, and then the quick mental lapse as Herbers scored to make it 2-2.
FCC fans, tonight's official attendance, 22,407.
Sendovit brings it forward.
Thank you for your incredible support of FC Cincinnati.
Lasso with pressure coming from Moar. Bone will swing it over to the right. Cicerone. The youngster had the second goal for the orange and blue. He'll try to set something up here. Works it to the end line. Now it switches directions. It's knocked off his foot. And a corner kick coming.
Good decision to try to cut back too. He looks up. There's only 2 players and 2 FC Cincinnati players in the box. 5 Bethlehem defenders. Ends up cutting back and earns a corner kick.
Walker takes it from the far side to the left of McCarthy. His service skips through the box and falls to McLaughlin. Jimmy to the end line. sending it back towards the mouth of the goal and put it up over the frame.
Jimmy just needs a little bit more quality on that. He's got players in. He's just got to be able to turn his hips and find that space at the back post.
McCarthy will take his time on this free kick after quick words with the match official Marcos de Oliveira. And the Bailey now will encourage John McCarthy, the native of Cinnamonton, New Jersey, to put his foot into it. Lasso skies it near side. Bone battling for the bounce. Galena outside of the 18. His shot is deflected. It'll go out on the end line, and Bethlehem in a 2-2 match. Down a man will have a corner kick in the 77th minute.
Can't get caught up too much in the attack. Maybe we'll do the dirty work and defend, especially these set pieces.
Bethlehem showing as though they'll play it short. Only 4 attacking players, even near the 18.
I think in this situation, I think a traveling team would take a point.
Absolutely. Ball sent towards the box. Evan Newton bravely goes up and pulls it down. Orange and blue will work in transition. Cicerone racing up the left side. Derek Jones catches up with him, slows the run, and takes it off his foot.
I think for a young player, too, he's got to have a little bit more vision and awareness. You know, in that situation, it's 2 against 4, 2 against 5. He's got to stop, come back, and try to bring an extra player into the attack, Tommy. You're going to get that from a young player. There's certainly all the benefits that we've seen, too. That's just maybe one negative where he's just a little overzealous.
Right. Well, and he sees the speedster Jimmy McLaughlin stride for stride with him. He figures they can take on the whole team.
100%.
2v10, they got it.
He's got to understand he's got to bring more players in and kind of move as a unit.
DeVitt. Over to the right, Boehner into the box. Koenig got a piece of it. Deflected away. And it'll be a goal kick, actually. They'll say Koenig touched it last. Well, again, FC Cincinnati is home Saturday night, 7:30. The Richmond Kickers will be here for the first meeting between those two teams this season. And a huge crowd is expected. If you don't have tickets, get them now, FCCincinnati.com. Blake Smith picks it up in the midfield and pulls it back to Lasso.
Very impressed with both fullbacks, Matt Boehner and Smith tonight. Tommy, I think they've done really well defensively. And none of those goals really came from any mistake that they made. Offensively, they've busted their tail to get forward and provide support. The starting position here again, Matt Boehner receives this.
That will go to his left and find Lasso. Forrest into the open space on the near touchline, McLaughlin. Al-Badawi back to Walker. On to the right, Boehner. Now Cicerone inside of the 18. Back to Boehner. Boehner fires a shot. McCarthy makes the save, and there was a whistle. Ball came up and caught his hand.
Yeah. Boehner again just has a loose touch. I just talked about him, but it's fantastic to see him going forward and being aggressive to get into those attacking positions. On the touch, just comes up a little bit heavy. The ball's played in with pace from Russell Cicerone. You can just see it here. Bounce up. It's his right hand. What a position he's in there too, Tommy, to receive that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Second sub coming for Brendan Burke. That'll be Chris Nenko checking in, the forward, native of Canada, played collegiately at Syracuse, where he made 84 appearances and scored 21 goals. 23-year-old comes on and replaces Mishi Galena. Alan Koch has one sub remaining as we roll into the 81st minute. Do you think he needs to make any changes right now?
I don't think he needs to change it. No, I think you look at the trends. There's been a lot of attack in the second half. I think it's just stand patient with it, continue to create the opportunities, and like I said, just more of that quality and end product when the time comes.
Moar trying to dance around Walker. Moar pulled to the left side with Bone following. Cicerone came over to disrupt the run. Ball played in the direction of Mahoney, and Bethlehem can't connect. Want to get exclusive video content and photography from across the USL? Make sure to follow the league's official Instagram account at USL Soccer. Danny Koenig across midfield. Gets it out wide to Cicerone, and now the youngster wisely slows it down.
Good decision. The only negative, really, Bethlehem now are just dropping into a low block, Tommy. Not a ton of space.
McLaughlin will get it back from Al-Badawi. Right along the end line. This will be a corner kick.
Looks like it was a corner kick from here.
The ball clearly
play on
anyway. Along the end line. Smith keeps it alive.
Good decision, good ball by Smith.
Banner to the right and Cicerone. Russell across the 18 off the chest of McLaughlin. McLaughlin looking for some space, takes the shot. Koenig tried to redirect it. Rial comes over and is able to clear it away. 8 minutes plus stoppage time remaining here in the Queen City. Cicerone on the attack. Russell to McLaughlin. Right at the edge of the 18, and that pass was coming on pretty hot.
Feel like it's coming, Tommy. Certainly knocking at the door.
Banner on the right side. Looking for Koenig. Now it's Bone. 30 yards away for Cicerone. Russell Cicerone ripped a shot, and it came into the back of Danny Koenig, but caught a Bethlehem player on its way to the end line. Corner kick for the orange and blue.
Just got to ask the question, how long can this defense really sustain this pressure? FC Cincinnati are throwing everything at them.
Walker will take the corner kick. Everybody forward except for Blake Smith. Nazmi Al-Badawi and Corbin Bone will provide the coverage just outside the 18. The corner coming. Lasso just misses connecting. Al-Badawi picked it up, rips a shot, and McCarthy catches it. John McCarthy made 4 saves in the 1-1 draw when these teams played on April 15th. He makes another here.
This time McCarthy collects it comfortably. Not sure how much power is really on that shot. Doesn't trouble him too much. I think FC Cincinnati just need to continue to do what they're doing, Tommy. Creating good chances. It'll be hard for this Bethlehem defense. Again, they're down a player, remember.
Whistle will blow. There was a handball there. It appeared as though there would not be a whistle, and for a moment FC Cincinnati lost the possession. So the match officials stop play. Kenny Walker will set up for a free kick. Lasso and DeVitt, the center backs, push forward as targets. Kenny Walker with his right foot. McCarthy dives and makes his 7th save of the night.
What an opportunity. Kenny Walker, I talked about vision and awareness earlier. He sees where McCarthy's set up. He drives that ball intentionally at the front post. About 45 yards. He's not that far away with the effort. We'll see it again here. McCarthy has to scramble to recover back, but Great awareness again by Kenny Walker just to see where the goalkeeper's set up.
Well, the Bailey sure thought it was going to be a corner kick after that save. The 7th of the night for McCarthy was not. I talked to Corbin Bone after that incredible goal that Kenny scored in the match at Ottawa about a month and a half ago. And he told me Corbin during games is constantly telling him, hey, watch the goalie, watch this angle. And he had said just moments before he scored that goal in Ottawa, he said, I'm going to get him. And on the next ball, he did.
He wasn't that far away from getting McCarthy.
No. Great vision from Kenny Walker. And McCarthy makes the play to keep it 2-2. Now in the 86th minute. Can the orange and blue keep the pressure on for the rest of this one and find one more? Nenko battling to win it back. Lake Smith comes over and takes it off his foot. Corbin Bones cross. One back. And now Al-Badawi is slowed in the midfield. Fontana held him up. And Anthony Fontana is going into the book.
I think he might be picking both players here, actually. Starting to get heated again, Tommy.
Yeah.
FC Cincinnati just want to get the game started. Bethlehem are doing everything they can to frustrate them. Here's the initial foul. Bit of a rugby tackle, honestly.
Second yellow card this season on Anthony Fontana.
He's going to get...
Danny Koenig's going into the book as well. Koenig's 4th yellow card of the year. Koenig and Fontana land in the book. And Kenny Walker stands right in midfield waiting to put the ball back into play. I'll tell you this much, there should be a handful of stoppage time tacked on. Every time I think I have it figured out, it's 2 minutes.
Yeah.
We'll see in a moment. And there's going to be a foul on the far side. Sem DeVitt arguing now, and that was Fontana. That knocked over Russell Cicerone. Walker on the free kick in the waning moments here at Nippert.
Well, you can't bank on the out of time, Tommy.
No.
You got to try to do it in regulation.
"23 shots tonight for FC Cincinnati. Kenny Walker into the middle. Lasso heads it straight up into the air. It comes out on the end line and touched last by Bethlehem. Walker will get a chance on the corner.
A chance again. You look at these set pieces and corners. You've got to think Forrest Lasso's your #1 target if you're Kenny Walker.
Got Koenig there as well. Walker sends it. It was going in the direction of Lasso. Al-Badawi will hit it and just misses. Goal kick coming. What about gamesmanship? John McCarthy had a ball thrown quickly from the ball kid, threw it back to the ball kid to go get the ball that was sitting down along the side.
It's going to happen.
Absolutely.
It's part of the game.
Right, no doubt. Talk about wanting to get that point on the road.
Yeah.
That's one way to let the clock run off a little bit more.
I am intrigued to see what time is added, though.
Had 4 cards and 3 goals in the second half. Bethlehem. Talk about trying to kill off a clock. Brendan Burke's going to use his last sub of the night.
I guess it's going to be 5 minutes.
Ben Ofimu is coming on. And Herber's out.
What's your guess?
5 minutes? Every time I guess, it's wildly wrong. I'll go 6. That might be an optimistic 6 on my end, but I'll go 6. Oh, there you go, mate. 5 minutes of stoppage time. Herber's in no sense of urgency to get off the pitch. He had the equalizer in the 69th minute after all the momentum in the world was in favor of the orange and blue.
You see Cincinnati still have to stay switched on, Tommy, with these 5 minutes remaining. They can't let Bethlehem get out of here with more than a point.
Newton sent it out far touchline as he was running away from the pressure of Skundrich.
Another stoppage still.
Yeah. So we roll on to stoppage time, a minimum of 5 minutes. The orange and blue have been battling all night. It appeared as though they had taken control of the match, scoring twice. Nazmi in the 66th, Cicerone in the 68. And then Herbers answered at the other end to make it 2-2. Playing a man up after Bizo picked up 2 yellow cards about a minute apart. DeVitt will knock it into the midfield, but nobody home. Well, goes behind Forrest Lasso, and Sem will come over.
Very smart. He just backed off, if you noticed that. He's under the eye of the referee, obviously, for those earlier challenges. You see the centre back just drive into that space.
Cicerone will push the run from the right side. Switch it to the left. On to McLaughlin. McLaughlin inside of the 18. Al-Badawi already has 1 tonight. Blake Smith. Now Al-Badawi and McLaughlin. Walker up to McLaughlin inside of the 18. Knocked away from Jimmy right at the end line. Sliding in was Ofimu, the sub who came on moments ago. Corner coming for the orange and blue.
What an important tackle. Great ball in. Ofimu does exactly what he has to. Don't think Jimmy had much of an angle. Still thought the defender did well to get across, though.
Walker with the corner and stoppage time. Tried to go short to Koenig. Bethlehem got there first. Al-Badawi wins it back. Al-Badawi into the box. Cleared away by Steel FC. Just about halfway through stoppage time. McLaughlin into the 18. Cicerone heads it. Boehner couldn't get to it as it skips out at the end line.
Not being with a little smile. It's a couple of times he's found himself almost that extra option being a difference. Just a little slow to react here. Skips away from him.
Matt Boehner.
Same thing, McCarthy.
Didn't like that one?
Didn't like it.
Huh.
He wanted the shiny one, I think.
We got a different one. Dan McNally, Vice President of Operations down there trying to get him to.
Good hands.
Yeah. McCarthy hearing it from the Bailey as he puts it back into play. Foul on Bethlehem in the midfield. Kenny Walker will not waste any time pushing it back right to left.
Not too many chances left.
Maybe 90 seconds here at Nippert Stadium. Walker in the direction of the 18. It comes awkwardly off the leg of Lasso. Bethlehem will pick it back up. Smith over to try to keep it alive. Misplays it. Moar got there first. Over to the right. Cicerone can't play it. Back to the right in the direction of Moar. 4 minutes of stoppage time gone in the Queen City. Kenny Walker's held up in the midfield. Foul is called on Skundrich.
What a pass that is. Almost.
Bone and Boehner working. Then Bone can't keep it alive. Chambers picks it up. Bethlehem doing everything they can now to kill clock. Nenko on the left side.
Be careful. 2v2 here, Tommy.
Fires a shot, deflects off Lasso. Al-Badawi will come over and gain possession with a sense of urgency. Might be a chance for one last push. Cicerone, and it's headed down to McCarthy, who might set up and have a picnic inside of the 6-yard box. Let's see how much rope Marcos de Oliveira is going to show as the ball's sent out into the midfield. Lasso heads it forward. Brendan Burke trying to get the match killed off. The full-time whistle will sound. And a draw for the second time this year between Bethlehem and Cincinnati ends at 2 apiece. And a point important, but a bit disappointing for the orange and blue.
A little bit disappointed not getting the 3 points at home, Tommy, but much better second half. I think if you're a fan in Nippert Stadium tonight, you're excited by that performance that they saw in the second half. Really had everything, comeback goals, a sending off as well. But I think Alan's going to go in there and talk to the players and just say, hey, we expect more than next time.
A heated second half, to be certain, here at Nippert. Don't forget to stay with us for the next 30 minutes. We'll have extended post-game coverage tonight here from Nippert Stadium, both on television and the radio, including interviews, Alan Koch's post-match press conference, highlights, and much more over the next half hour as we stay with you all the way up to 10 p.m. tonight. Tonight's moment of the match is presented by Toyota. Let's go places. And it was Russell Cicerone, the youngster, getting his first of the year.
And what a moment for this young guy. What a time again. Great header, great technique to get up. And this is really on the end of it. Another good performance, solid performance for Russell Cicerone.
Third consecutive start for number 7 in orange and blue. For the moment, it gave FC Cincinnati a 1-0 lead. Or excuse me, a 2-1 lead, as FC Cincinnati had eliminated and erased a 1-0 deficit. So the orange and blue led 2-1 for a moment. Bethlehem got the equalizer, and we end at 2-2. Our coverage is far from over. We'll step aside, take a break. When we return, we'll begin the post-game show from Nippert Stadium. Be sure to stay with us. This is FC Cincinnati Soccer. Tonight's post-match show is hydrated by FC Cincinnati Water, now available in 24 packs and individual 700 milliliter bottles at Kroger. Tom Glitter, Kevin McCloskey back with you as the Bailey will cheer their squad into the dressing room following a 2-2 draw here on this Wednesday night in the Queen City. The third member of our broadcast team is Lindsay Patterson. She's downstairs with head coach Alan Koch.
Alan, I know you're going to tell me you want to walk away at home with 3 points out there, but your guys battled in the second 45. How would you reflect on the final 45?
Well, if you asked me at halftime, would I be happy coming back and getting a 2-2 tie, I would have said yes. I didn't think we were good enough in the first 45 minutes, but the second 45 minutes was a lot better. You could tell the guys carried the momentum. Whether they had the man sent off or not, you could tell we were going at it and obviously trying to break them down. Bethlehem's a fantastic team. They obviously started 6 players tonight that are MLS players. And the other 5 young kids, seeing how their pathway works, will be MLS players in the next year or two too. So there's no shame in getting a 2-2 tie tonight. And if you reflect the last, say, 10 days, to have 7 out of the 9 points is a good start. We want to win at home, obviously, and now we want to make sure we recover as quickly as possible and get ourselves ready to get 3 points against Richmond on Saturday.
Yeah, quick turnaround for you guys. You have a tough group. It's going to be a grind. How do you prepare going forward?
Well, we've been doing it so far, obviously, the last few weeks and the last few months. We've got to make sure we take care of the guys' bodies and minds and recover. This group that's played a lot will have recovery tomorrow. The other guys that didn't play will work a little bit harder, and then we'll regroup with everybody on Friday and put together a plan to go out and hopefully give ourselves the best chance possible to get another 3 points.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Lindsay. You are not done yet. We do appreciate the time from Alan Koch. It's first, before we go back to Lindsay, it's time for the Toyota post-match highlights and goals tonight, and it started in the first half. Derek Jones put Bethlehem on the board.
Yeah, scrappy goal, Tommy, really to start Bethlehem to get into the lead. Jones gets his own first shot blocked, picks up the second ball, turns and puts it into the bottom corner. So Declan Keenan go down there, an injury, ends up coming off from that challenge.
Then the equalizer from the orange and blue, and Nazmi Al-Badawi.
Similar fashion goal as well. Not the cleanest, the strikes, a little bit of a deflection. Beats McCarthy to his right-hand side, but puts FC Cincinnati back in the game and levels it up at 1-1.
Then moments later, Russell Cicerone, first goal of the season.
And a great moment for this young player. Times the great ball in by Blake Smith. Good header into the bottom corner. Not much really McCarthy could have done to save that.
Well, the native of Michigan rewarded for his play of late. Gets the goal, and all the momentum was in favor of the orange and blue for the blink of an eye. Fabian Herbers, moments later, brought it back even at 2-2.
Literally seconds after that goal from Cicerone, you know, we see this counter-attacking goal from Bethlehem. It's definitely a lesson, I think, for FC Cincinnati just to stay focused and switched on during even those good times of celebrating, Tommy. So all in all, I think it was a good performance second half. I think Alan just talked about it and summed it up perfectly. You know, it's not the best 90 minutes that they've played, but show carry to come back, and 2-2 is a fair result.
It was the 4th of the year for Nazmi, the 1st for Russell Cicerone. Lindsay is joined by the 2 goal scorers as we go back down to the pitch.
Yeah, you guys just saw the highlights from the 2 goals in the second half. First, I'm going to start with Nazmi. It's a little hard to focus getting that second shot, and you got it. What was going through your mind?
Just hit the target. The goalkeeper made a great save on me in the first half. I think he had a couple of good saves in the first half, but if I hit the target, I've done my job, and hopefully it goes in. Luckily, this one went in.
Russell, your chances that you're getting the USL play early in Open Cup play, you had those almost goals out there. Tonight you get your first one. What would that feel like?
It was a great feeling, you know, to be close and not get the result is a little bit frustrating, but to see one finally go in tonight, it was a really good feeling.
Do you feel like you're taking advantage of some of those opportunities they're giving you out there?
I think I am. I mean, it's easy when you have a supporting cast like I do around me, so the chances that coach has given me, I think I've done well with, and hopefully I can continue to impress the coaching staff and impress the fans.
Nazmi, it's going to be a grind. You guys sit atop of the Eastern right now. How do you prepare going forward?
One game at a time. We believe that we're the best team in this league, and we think that we can beat anybody in any league on any given night. And that being said, everyone wants to come in here and beat us, and we know that. So every game we play, we have to play at a high level, and we're going to try to take it one game at a time. So we're moving on to Richmond this Saturday, and hopefully we can get 3 points and stay on top of the table.
One thing we do notice with you guys, I know you're new to the squad, but you do have depth and rotation. Is it hard to go out there each night with a different lineup?
It's easy with the fans that we get every night. I mean, if you can't get motivated to play in front of this, then you shouldn't be a professional soccer player.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lindsay, and we certainly appreciate the time from Russell Nazmi. And a good point from Russell there. If you're not fired up to play here in front of 22,000, then probably shouldn't be out there. The Bailey starts to head home and clean up. Let's take a look at the updated standings as they stand right now following the result tonight. 1 point for the Orange and Blue, their 3rd draw of the year, 2nd at home, 2nd against Bethlehem. Now 27 points, and sure, they grow the lead over Louisville a little bit, but now 3 games at hand for the rivals down the road. But again, the positive, the point. And like Alan said, a 2-2 draw at halftime, you're like, okay, that'll work. A little disappointing, though, certainly, considering the circumstances, the final 45 minutes.
Still picking up points for sure, Tommy. I think that's an important part. Look into the schedule here moving forward. You know, a game again against Richmond Kickers, another chance to probably pick up 3 points. So I think right now in this position, I think FC Cincinnati are where they want to be. You know, I think if you had asked Alan or anyone else at the start of the season. Hey, you're halfway through the schedule. You're top of the league. Are you happy? I think that it'd be a resounding yes.
Well, Toronto FC will be that road game there after the break of 11 days. And it'll certainly be a welcome break for this team that is grinding through the early parts of June. Again, our post-game coverage extends all the way to 10 p.m. tonight. So if you're in the car listening on radio or at home watching on television, stick with us. Kevin and I will step aside when we come back. More thoughts from Nippert Stadium, plus we'll go live down to the post-match press conference and hear more thoughts from Alan Koch. All of that is coming up next. This is FC Cincinnati Soccer. Back at Nippert Stadium, where the supporters head home following a 2-2 draw tonight between FC Cincinnati and Bethlehem Steel FC. Tom Glitter, Kevin McCloskey back with you in the booth as we continue our extended post-game coverage tonight, all the way up until 10 p.m. And Kevin, we saw it tonight, the play from Russell Cicerone. We talked about it a lot over the last three broadcasts because he has started 3 straight matches for Alan Koch. But Alan kept telling him in training, be patient. Keep working. And it was a guy, we could see it in training day in and day out, who was working very hard. And Alan said, it will pay off, I promise you. It certainly has.
Yeah, and tonight's a great reflection, really, of that patience and that, the confidence. And Russell, to be fair as well, recognizes that. He's a young player. He's starting to mature and grow as it goes on. And I think Alan has definitely rewarded him these last 3 games in playing and starting. And tonight's a special moment for him. Scoring at home. At the time, it's the difference to go up 2-1. Certainly something that's going to stick out in his mind, for the rest of his life, really. So it was fantastic to see that.
He had the goal to put the orange and blue ahead 2-1, and this is a club, we talked about it at the beginning of the second half. They've scrapped from behind already this year. They know how to do it. Forget the mental lapse that made it 2-2 in the equalizer for Bethlehem. What is special about this club? Why are they able to find that success when they're behind in matches?
It's experience. It's the players that really were signed in the offseason. I think, again, no disrespect to the players that played last season, but that's the difference. That's why they're in this position. They're top of the table for a reason. And really, the table doesn't lie. So anytime that you're coming back from games, the performance again on the road has been very, very, in my opinion, impressive. Do they need to improve at home? Yes, but I think it will happen. And again, to come back in those kind of adverse ways like you talked about, I think that's a good sign.
Well, when we're sitting high atop Nippert Stadium, we can feel the energy from 22,000, 23,000 fans. Lindsey Patterson is down there sandwiched between the benches. She could feel the energy tonight. Let's go down to the pitch and find out more about that.
Yeah, guys, definitely saw that energy coming out in the second 45 from Allen's crew, and he was telling his guys keep up that tempo for the rest of the 45 in the second half. And I even saw Michael Lahoud, a guy who was on the sidelines, didn't see action tonight. He had Jimmy McLaughlin come over for a quick, maybe 15 to 20 seconds, and was giving him some words of encouragement, advice, and some things that he was seeing out there. So on or off the pitch, FC Cincinnati giving some support out here.
Absolutely, Lindsay, and you see the supporters hanging around tonight waiting for autographs as the team will make their way out of the dressing room and get a chance to see some of their faithful fans. We are awaiting Alan Koch to arrive at his post-match press conference so we can hear some more of his thoughts from the match. What did you see in the second half, especially when FC Cincinnati was playing up a man, that impressed you?
I thought the energy was good. I thought they were dynamic and trying to drive into pockets of space. I thought their attacking shape was pretty aggressive, and that was a change, really in the second half too. So that was good to see. Patience. I think the only one thing that really was disappointing was conceding that second goal off that counter-attacking opportunity. But all in all, I think they were knocking at the door from really start to finish in that second half.
Well, now next, as we showed you the schedule, is that match on Saturday. It'll be the 5th in 15 days for Alan Koch and the orange and blue. And we talk about the rotation, and we know that Austin Berry, the athletic training staff, they take great care of those guys as far as their bodies are concerned. But a bit of mental fatigue when you play that many games in that many days?
Physical, mental, it's definitely one of those things. The most important thing right now is recovery. They've got to get fuel back into their bodies. They've got to hydrate, got to get to bed early and rest. And Alan talked about it. The players that played a lot of minutes, not just tonight, but on Saturday as well, and last week, they've got to get some extra recovery too. So tomorrow, I think for the players that didn't feature in the game, it'll be a little bit of a tougher session. For those players that did play, I think they're going to get a little bit of added time. Maybe whirlpool, ice baths, maybe cryotherapy. You know what that's like.
Yeah, I'll be getting a little cryo tomorrow. I got to recover for Saturday too, Kev.
You've got to be grinding too. And then the mental part too. They've got to take. It can't be all serious, Tommy. Especially when there's been a lot of pressure as well. Playing in front of these fans, you got to deliver. And for a player, you've got to have some type of rest and maybe a little bit of meditation. You never know.
All right. Well, I'll try to get my meditation together as well. In the meantime, Alan Koch is all set at his press conference. Let's go downstairs and hear from FC Cincinnati's head coach.
Interesting match tonight. Obviously, Bethlehem were the better team in the first 45 minutes, deserved to be a goal up. If you offered us a point at that stage, we would have taken it. Got ourselves back into the game. I was very, very proud of how the guys played in the second 45 minutes, and then you get greedy. You want to get the 3 points. But if we reflect on the game, obviously played against a very, very good team tonight. I think it was 6 MLS guys starting, and to be quite frank, the other guys there don't have MLS contracts, probably will have them very, very soon. So that was a very, very good Bethlehem team, and it shows how they got a point against us and how they got a point against Louisville the other night. So disappointed in the end that we only got the point. But if we actually reflect on the last few games here within the last 2 weeks, to have 7 out of 9 points, having played at New York, at North Carolina, and played against a very good Bethlehem team, we'll take those 7 points and move forward.
Say early thought on how the second goal was conceded. You guys are pushing up.
Yeah, it's frustrating. You should never concede a goal straight after you scored. You've got to have the focus, and we always preach 5-minute segments on the game. We should have managed that a lot better. It was too far away for me to see exactly what happened, but you shouldn't concede after you scored. You need to make sure you manage situations a lot better. So we'll obviously go take a look and see what unfolded.
Any other questions?
So you kind of alluded to this already, but you said it's a 1-point gained or 2 points dropped.
Yeah, sometimes you normally know. Tonight's an interesting one. If you'd asked me at halftime, I would definitely have taken the point. You asked me at the end of the game, it feels like we'd like to have got the 3 points. But we take ourselves out of it. To get a point tonight against a very, very good Bethlehem team there's no shame in it. We are greedy, though. We want 3 points in every game, and that's why we went to North Carolina. The boys did what they needed to do to get the 3 points. That's why we did what we did in New York, and that's why we're probably a little bit disappointed that we didn't get the 3 points tonight. But the good thing is, very quick turnaround, and we obviously get another chance to get the 3 points at home on Saturday night against Richmond.
Alan, you're level now at 2-2-2 at home.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you've got a strong road record.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something about playing at home right now that is a competition, or is it just pressure? Or?
If you look at the schedule, obviously 2-2-2, it's 2 losses against Louisville, who are right up the top with us. They're champions. I feel if we played a balanced schedule where we hadn't played teams like them 2 out of those 6 games, I don't think we'd be 2-2-2. We also have, and we said this initially when we lost the first game, we have a very new group. It takes time to get comfortable playing in front of this type of crowd, and the guys are comfortable with it, definitely. You can see it. We were going at it right at the end, and they embraced the challenge. I think it's why we've had the success we've had on the road, and we haven't had a bad start to the season at home, of course. But the nice thing now is we get this string of games here at home in the summer where you'll get into the rhythm of playing at home a lot. And I think that's a big thing, is we've been in the rhythm of playing on the road because we played more games on the road. Now, just by the way the schedule is, we'll actually get the chance to play at home more. And you win a game at home, you play the next one, well, you feel better about yourself, and you can grow and hopefully gain some momentum. So we're excited to play all these different games now that are coming up at home.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, that is Alan Koch's thoughts after the 2-2 draw here at Nippert Stadium. Tom Glitter, Ken McCloskey with you for about another 10 minutes, so stick with us. When we return, I got an idea. Let's talk Major League Soccer. We'll do that next. This is FC Cincinnati. Tonight's post-match show is hydrated by FC Cincinnati water, now available in 24 packs and individual 700 milliliter bottles at Kroger. Evan Newton signing autographs after the 2-2 draw here at Nippert Stadium. Tom Glitter and Kevin McCloskey back with you on our extended post-game coverage. And for FC Cincinnati, it was 15 days ago, May 29, 2018. not a day many of us will ever forget. Major League Soccer and Commissioner Don Garber extended a welcome to FC Cincinnati to join Major League Soccer in 2019. Before we talk about what it means, let's take a look back.
FC Cincinnati says there will be a significant announcement on Tuesday about the future of soccer in the city.
That's the same language MLS used in other cities before awarding franchises.
Nice to see you. How are you? Yeah, it's great. Congratulations. Congratulations.
See, Cincinnati originally tabbed Oakley for a new stadium location, but Major League Soccer wanted a more urban site. So FCC went to the West End and was able to get neighborhood approval in return for several $1 million worth of community programs. FC Cincinnati's self-financed $200 million facility will be soccer-specific.
And then this is where we can work with the county to put a 1,000-car garage and some development around it.
You know, it shows that we're a city on the rise. It shows that we're a city that outpunches its weight class. And the opportunity to be a part of the world's game at the highest level is obviously a very big deal for Cincinnati. And we hit this tipping point where we just became the thing to do in Cincinnati. And I think part of that is just because we embrace the community, the notion that professional sports teams have an obligation to lead, to inspire, to bring people together. Not every team wants to embrace that responsibility, but we embrace it from the start, and what you've seen over the last 3 years is how we got here.
This is the moment that you've all been waiting for, and we have been anticipating for so long. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure to announce that Cincinnati, Ohio is officially granted the newest expansion club in Major League Soccer. Welcome, FC Cincinnati.
We all came together, worked for something that's bigger than us. And we're here today because of that connection and that common goal. We're all excited to be part of Major League Soccer's tremendous future that's ahead. FC Cincinnati is a portrait of the city, the pride, the passion, the love.
Sports has this powerful place in our culture to unite people, to bring people together, to create human connections with one another around our passion for our sports and for our city.
After your club has been launched and playing many years, you're going to remember this day as a truly historic event for the Queen City, for FC Cincinnati, for Major League Soccer, and for soccer in North America.
We are embracing a new city and a new future. And as we listen to each other, there was one group that was ahead of all of us, and that was the fan base of FCC.
No shortage of goosebump moments in that 3-minute recap of May 29th, 2018. Tom Glitter and Kevin McCloskey wrapping things up with you here at Nippert Stadium. FC Cincinnati will play in Major League Soccer in 2019. Russell Cicerone said, if you don't get excited playing in front of 22,000, like, you probably shouldn't be out there as a professional soccer player. If you don't get goosebumps and you call yourself a supporter of the orange and blue when you're watching that, probably shouldn't be a supporter of the orange and blue. Like, that was a special day. You and I sat together over at Rheingeist for the announcement 15 days ago, and what a moment for this city.
Oh, it's been fantastic. You know, Russell obviously talked about Nippert Stadium. There's nothing better. Jesse Moore said it, I think, best last year when he came with his New York team. It's the best fan base in North America. I think just seeing the fans come out on that special day, on announcement day, reaffirmed again that something, you know, special and historic is happening in this city.
Well, if you're watching, you say, wait, 2019 in Major League Soccer? Yes, 2019. So a fast timeline for the front office as well as the technical staff as they try to put everything together. A supplemental draft, expansion draft will take place in December. You'll see the MLS Super Draft in January when the Orange and Blue will have the first overall pick, and then the first touch of that first Major League Soccer game coming up in March. And everybody with every touch point has their work cut out for them, but as you talk to people in the last 2 weeks, everyone's really excited about it as well.
Excited, very excited. There's a lot to do, Tommy. I think they've hired the right people, though. I'm excited to see the front office staff, the technical staff, put it all together and really deliver what's going to be a special year next year.
So much energy surrounding Major League Soccer, and the great news, Alan Koch will be the first head coach. That was cleared up on announcement day. He will carry over to next year, and Alan Koch will be the head coach when FC Cincinnati goes to Major League Soccer. In the meantime, a USL championship to win in the sights for FC Cincinnati tonight. They gained a point. Once again, your final score from Nippert Stadium: FC Cincinnati 2, Bethlehem Steel FC 2. Our next broadcast of USL Soccer on WSDR comes your way this Saturday as the Orange and Blue host the Richmond Kickers. Kevin, Lindsay, and I will have full coverage beginning at 7:30. For my broadcast partner, Kevin McCloskey, our producer, David Osterrock, sideline reporter, Lindsay Patterson, I'm Tom Glitter, saying goodnight, and thanks for tuning in.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.